Welcome back to Las Vegas. Always something going on here, and that includes more bowling. Here's a look at the remaining shows in this year's Geico World Series of Bowling. Next week, it's the PBA Viper Championship, and it features the Power Pack lineup of Mike Fagan, Mika Koivu-Niemi, last season's Player of the Year Sean Rash, and number 1 seed Brad Angelo. The PBA Viper Championship next Sunday at 1 Eastern.
So one match in the books in the Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold Cheetah Championship. 4th seed Bill O'Neill getting by his good buddy Chris Lowshetter. And O'Neill now moves through. So we should have a very good second match. A lot of people talk to me about the World Series of Poker. They say there's a World Series of Bowling as well. What is that all about? Well, Kimberly Pressler is here to update you all.
This year's Geico World Series of Bowling has brought 240 pros here to Las Vegas, including 66 players from 17 countries outside of the United States.
That's a record number of countries and international players participating in the World Series, and that number has grown for good reason. Foreign invaders have done extremely well here in the past against America's best.
In fact, the Internationals swept the Americans in singles competition in last year's World Series. The big winners, Australian Jason Belmonte, who took home 3 of the 7 PBA singles titles that were up for grabs. And Finland's Osku Palermo, who became the first international player to win the PBA World Championship, the season's first major. Other winners included Stuart Williams and Dom Barrett from the UK. And Colombia's Andres Gomez.
When they see us in America doing well, I think it gives them a little bit of confidence to come over here. And, there are some really talented players all over the world. And it's just so brilliant that a tournament like the World Series of Bowling has the ability to bring everybody into the one place, because it's what our sport needs. We need more competitive environments from bowlers from all 4 corners of the globe, and this is doing that.
We're one of the first international guys to come out here and be successful, really, apart from you take away Mika, who's been out for years, and Amleto as well. So to come out here and be successful, I hope opens a lot of the guys' eyes over there, and also it's going to open a lot of the Americans and the world's eyes as well, to see that we can compete and we can bowl and make it into a real worldwide sport. It's what it should be.
Returning for the 2nd straight year is the team from Bahrain, coached by American Tim Mack, who's won 72 titles around the globe in his career. Mack brought 7 players to this year's World Series, with Fawaz Abdullah making the final stepladder in the Chameleon Championship 2 weeks from now.
The most important thing I wanted to instill in them is that they can play with anybody. All the great players in America all believe that at any time they're the best in the world, and that's what leads to great success. So I had a lot of success internationally, and I wanted to give them as much confidence and much belief in themselves as possible. That's something that we do in sport in America. We're very confident in ourselves, and it usually leads to great results. And I think if you believe in yourself, good things happen, and that's what they're starting to do.
So the international players have returned in full force to this year's World Series. But have the Americans rebounded after being swept last year in singles play? Perhaps, since today's Cheetah Championship is an all-USA final. But the American players and those rooting for them better enjoy it. The remaining 4 PBA titles available at this year's Geico World Series of Bowling could end up in foreign hands.